when I think about coziness and all that that entails, summer is not the first thing that comes to mind. I don't I don't think that I am alone in that feeling, I guess. When I looked for stock videos, stock footage, whatever, just searching the word cozy, I just looking at the first 5 results that came up, 4 of them had lit indoor fireplaces. 2 of those same 5 included Christmas decor, and they're like obviously none of them suggested any hint of summer. So I think that the reason that I have long not appreciated summer very much, at least outside of the same joy we all feel as children when we don't have to think about school for a few months. Beyond that, I've never liked it much. It's, I'm going to mention this again later, but it's hot, the humidity, I don't like sweating. There are quite a few things I don't like about it. I have had mad scientist level fantasies about eradicating mosquitoes that will also come up again later in this video. And I mean, it goes on really. Like my work slows down, which it's not that I mind the extra time, but I am self-employed and paid by the hour, so it would be fine if it slowed down a little, but sometimes it slows down a lot. So not awesome, especially because my electricity bill also gets just booted into the stratosphere. So even so, eventually I did come to appreciate each season for its individual mood, everything that comes with it, sort of. I don't know why that changed. Probably a mix of just age, growing up, personal growth, looking more for good things in life than bad, and honestly even reevaluating what good and bad means to me, right? So, whatever it was, the result is that I don't actively hate summer at this point in my life. It's still my least favorite of the 4 seasons, but it's really just because I like the other 3 better at this point. So, nevertheless, that this whole video is supposed to be about being cozy despite it being super hot, and for me and people like me, not the most joyous of seasons. So what is there to enjoy about summer for someone like me? For one, summer thunderstorms are hard to beat. Bunnies and other delightful wildlife, at least in my neck of the woods. Fireflies, iced tea, building blanket forts inside on hot days. Camping, not something I do generally, but I have, and I enjoyed it. Reading outdoors in a hammock, grilling, crickets chirping, and the screaming of cicadas in the trees. That always reminds me of happy childhood memories. What else? Popsicles, ice cream cones, amusement parks, seasonal crafts, and DIY projects, especially if you're big into celebrating Summerween. Watermelon, strawberries, other summer fruits, sunbathing, swimming, parks, the list goes on. I hope you'll add to it in the comments. Do you agree with the things on my list? Do you think that these things are cozy? Are there major things that I somehow missed that didn't occur to me? Please, if there is something about summer that you find cozy, I hope you'll share it in the comments. I want to know your thoughts on it. So, as I said, I think at this point, This is my very first reading and cozy vlog, which is kind of a reading vlog, but I guess I just want to make it clear that reading is, I guess, half the focus, right? So reading and cozy vlog. It's been taking me a while to put it together, which does bother me a little bit, but at the same time, I'm very happy with how everything's coming together. I've been struggling a little bit with recording this part of it for the voiceover. I can't just read straight from the script no matter what I do. I don't like the results. So I'm I'm going to be cutting a lot of pauses and vocal pauses from this recording, but I think it sounds more natural and more like me the way that I've read it this time. Whatever the case, I really hope that you enjoy what I've put together here, the things that I'm sharing with you. In this video, my reading recommendations, I'm going to do a separate one for my summer TBR and things like that. But here today, we're going to be focusing on, again, my summer reading recommendations, some of the cozy hobbies that I have that are good for summertime. They can be done indoors or, for me, because I like the air conditioning, and things that I consider cozy. So, yeah, I've included, we've had a lot of rain. I got some footage of some of that. We even had hail once. It was brief, but it had been over like 90 degrees that day. It was wild. And you'll see the footage. I've caught some video of the cottontail rabbits that I believe live under our back porch area. I see them quite a bit outside my office window. That's where I'm recording from, which is, if the if the footage looks wonky, it's because I'm filming it through an old and admittedly dirty window, so apologies for that. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoy spending this time with me. I hope that what I've put together is enjoyable to watch. It's been difficult for me just because I I start to overthink things, and I just keep doing that instead of doing the work. So, yeah, this is the last time I'm going to record this part of it. I know there are a few more things that I will need to speak and record for. It won't be very much. This is the bulk of it. I'm mostly just talking for myself now, but yeah, I think that'll do it. No matter what, this is the last goddamn time. I'm so sick of this. That's it. I'm very excited about this video. It is going to be our very first reading and cozy vlog. I have some nice footage I'd like to share with you guys. But yes, this is going to be our inaugural cozy and vlog, or cozy and reading vlog. So, I mean, get some coffee or some tea, right? Whatever beverage you think is most cozy. Now, I know that summer, I have never considered it a very cozy season. It's hot. There are wasps and other terrible hellspawn out there. It's hot. It's humid. But I find summer, I have found summer for a long time to be very oppressive. I don't want to go out there on a day when it's 100 degrees and the heat index is like 110.
like you step outside and it's like walking into a wall of humidity, which, all of that being said, as I've gotten older, I have come to appreciate each season for its own benefits, I guess. For summer, it is hard to find the cozy, isn't it? Because to me, I don't know about you, for me, I think of cozy as being inside during, colder weather. It doesn't have to be winter. You think of, even especially like early spring, and if you're having rain showers, being inside on a chilly, rainy day, being able to read, have some nice hot coffee or tea, I've got a candle going, all that kind of stuff is just, to me, it's just everything. I love being cozy. I love peace. Love it. Love it. And that's what I want to show. That's what I want this video to be about, is coziness in this season and enjoying being cozy despite the heat. If you're like me and you don't love it, I am also very solitary. So for me, it's not that I don't understand why so many people love summer. Not everybody is as put off by sweating and heat and bugs as I am. I don't know what it is about me or my blood or what, but mosquitoes are my biggest fans. If they had YouTube, I bet they would follow me. Like, I'm not kidding. I can be outside with someone else, my wife, for example, and I will come back with 20 mosquito bites and she'll have like 3 maybe. It's very upsetting. I don't understand what I've done to deserve it, but for this video, I will be talking about a few books. I think there's 5 or 6 that I have read and would like to recommend as lovely summer reads. I don't know that they fall under your typical beach read type thing, but I did make an effort to choose a reasonable variety, as well as I believe each of the books that I chose, all of them in some way or another make me think of summer and warm weather for whatever reason, or otherwise. Again, I will get to it. In addition to talking about books, because as I have repeatedly said, I do not want this to be like just for a reading vlog. I want that to feature obviously in each one, but I want it to be beyond that. I want it to be, just coziness. And reading is such a big part of that. And it's one of my main hobbies and one of Ingrid's primary interests, right? Books. So first, again, go get your coffee or tea or whatever if you haven't. Mine could use a reheat, but I'm not going to bother. So I do have physical copies of a couple of the books. So these right here are going to be my summer recommendations. Okay, so one of the first books or general readings I would like to recommend is anything by Beatrix Potter. These are definitely children's tales, but the illustrations, the fact that this lady wrote and illustrated them, they're cozy, they're beautiful. They make me think of summer. Beautiful summer days, where it's not oppressively hot. Here. I love it. So, like I said, they are children's tales, but they are very sweet, and every once in a while I like to read one of these. So there's my first recommendation. Okay. This next one, I would say, I think it's a middle grade book. I have read several from this series. I would say the first 2, honestly, are my favorite. So this is Redwall. This is the first book in the series. It's just the Redwall series. This guy's name, it looks like Brian Jacques, all right? Because that's how it's spelled. But apparently it is pronounced Jakes. because why not? So the series was written by Brian Jakes. I believe he's passed away, unfortunately. But he was inspired by just the little critters in his garden, little field mice and badgers and stuff like that. And so he's just got like these little anthropomorphized critters. Redwall Abbey is kind of like the central setting. It's often where we start in the stories, but it's not like each book doesn't necessarily follow the same characters. Like you'll see some come back later, but like a good example is, so this one just takes place when it takes place, but Mossflower, which is the second book, and is it the second or the third? I think Matamayo is the third. I think. It doesn't matter. It's the second or third one, and Mossflower is my favorite. And I do believe that book is the Abbey's origins, but there's no religion there. They don't worship. They are just there as the center of the Mossflower Woods community. And so if people come there and they need help, they will help them out if things are going on in the vicinity, like in Mossflower Woods where people need help. Like usually they'll send people out to help. They get visitors sometimes. Sometimes you'll have people trying to take over the Abbey. I say people, it's rats. Rats are usually the bad guys. Rats, stoats, ferrets, weasels, foxes. In any case, these are very cozy, very comforting, easy reads, but these little guys love summer. So that's part of it too. These books often romanticize summer in a way that I have not been able to appreciate the season. Third recommendation, just to begin, the book, Master Assassins, it has a sequel, Sidewinders, which I've also read. It is fantasy. It's a fantasy book as well. Definitely, typical run-of-the-mill adult fantasy. There's not sex, like it's not spicy. Just that's not what I'm here for. So if you're looking for spice, this isn't really the channel for it. But anyway, so yeah, for adults, it's just adult fantasy book. I'm sure there's some mention of sex with like not really details here and there. What it's about though is, and why it reminds me of summer, first of all, is the setting. It's a primarily desert location, and I believe in Sidewinders it's even more so because they start out in this camp with this wild religious leader, and these guys, these two brothers, Christ, I can't remember their names. So the brothers, Condre and Mektu. Sorry, there was a lot of, like, not weird as in bad, but weird as in like unique aspects to the world building, the magic systems, like even just the religion, things like that. There's a lot going on here, and my goal is not to give you a whole rundown of the plot, so I'm trying to pick what I'm saying. Anyway, what happens is they accidentally kill somebody, and that person is very, very, very important in their little community, and if they are caught because of this, then they will die very, 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 very terrible deaths, right? So they bail. But now, like everyone else who isn't necessarily on board with this religion situation are like, oh man, they are master assassins, right? And so these guys are like, but there's one part of it. So like I said, it's already mainly a desert scene, but there's like a dried up sea that is now a desert, obviously, that they have to travel through. And it's like Badlands, like hardcore, it's terrible, but it's just so cool because they come across like boat wrecks and things like that. Ghosts, actually, all that sort of thing on their way there, on their way across. And it just goes on from there, but it's a very good read. And the main reason that I was iffy about recommending it is because the third book is not yet out, and I'm not sure when it will be. So I don't know when the third one's going to be out, but the thing with this guy is he does sound like he's confident in his, you know, progress working on it. There's all my physical copies, so let me double check what else. Yes. Love this one. So, last summer I read this one. It's called Joyland by Stephen King. It's a shorter book of his. Like, it's not like It, where it's like 1,000 pages. I don't know how long it is, but anyway, so part of what drew me to it is there's this old shut down amusement park, and it's not this town, it's the town I just moved from, which is adjacent. Like, it's still within driving distance, this place. But when I was a kid, Joyland was open. Not the one King's writing about, but that's what it's called. It's Joyland, and I have some very good memories from that place because it's the closest amusement park that we had. The next closest would be Worlds of Fun, I think. And I've been there too. It's been a while, but I've been there. Anyway, so Joyland, I just immediately was like, well, what is this? And sure enough, it is, unsurprisingly, about an amusement park. The main character gets a summer job or some kind of seasonal job working with the amusement park for the summer. And Stephen King does what Stephen King does, and it's made spooky, right? There's some old murder or something that everyone is aware of, and I think our main character ends up uncovering it or something. But it's a fantastic read. I loved, you know, I enjoyed the story, and I loved the atmosphere. I loved it. Love that amusement park carnival type atmosphere. Absolutely lovely. 2 more. Atomic Habits. That's the nonfiction one that I wanted to recommend. And I think that summer might feel like a weird time to recommend the kind of self-help book that people are more inclined to buy in January, right? And we're halfway through 2025. Why not, you know, think about some self-improvement? And I'm not saying that Atomic Habits is going to fix anything for you, but it helped me figure out how to make some of my less desirable chores easier to do without really thinking about it. And if you have anxiety like I do, you understand what I mean when I say not having to overthink things and then just not doing them because you've stressed yourself out about it. I think it's a fantastic book. There's a lot of good research in it. So I recommend it. I think it's a fantastic idea to help you build the habits that you want to build, right? So there's that one. And then finally, I've got a mystery here. I mentioned it before. It is God of the Woods by Liz Moore. It is again, a mystery that takes place in a summer camp. It kind of flips back and forth in the timeline. It was a really good mystery. I really enjoyed it. I love the way that it ended. Yeah. I don't want to say too much about it, but I will say that it is a good mystery. It is written in such a way that it keeps you interested. And with it being summer, again, I thought summer camp mystery was just fantastic. And it's not a kid's book. Like, yeah, it's a kid's summer camp in the book, but it is like an adult level read. So. Say hello to what I'm pretty sure is a real Labubu. I don't know, I got him on eBay. He's cute, real or not, but he's also my microphone today. So, I'm just gonna start in on this, but I'm so close to finishing this video, and so are you, probably, unless somehow I think of something more to add. But earlier in this video, I showed myself working on, not this miniature, but one that will come up shortly. And it's up on my display shelf now, one of them with some other miniature projects that I have completed. So I just thought
I would play that and just talk about it like that. Plus, like, I actually look cute today while I'm working on this, so I was like, hey, let's experiment with this situation. So yeah, so this one is, yeah, my most recent acquisition as far as miniatures go. I actually got this one free through the Vine program with Amazon. I just recently got into that, but this was right up my alley, just so my jam. It's so pretty. It's got the little lights and stuff. This I also got through Vine. I probably won't be holding on to it as it is. And it was cheap, but it was kind of cute and summery. Now this is the one that I was working on. All right, but yeah, so this is one I had my eye on for quite a while. It's a whole little kit. Like, I do have my own tools and glue that I use, but I guess this set didn't come with glue, or did it come with scissors? I don't remember. It's $17 usually is what it runs for. Um, it's really small. I think at some point my hand ends up near it and you can see, but you can also see a little bit in the, it's really sped up, but it was just some of the footage I was showing earlier where I was working on this at my kitchen table. I'm trying to zoom in here because there's like so much tiny little detail that's inside as well. This teeny little house. That whole house, like, it's probably about this tall, I would say. It fits very easily in the palm of my hand. Um, but yeah, the kit comes with all this stuff in it. It has the instructions that tells you how to do it. Um, I swear to God, my nails aren't gross. Like, I just did a bad job with my my thumb nail polish, and I haven't fixed it. But anyway, yeah. So like this on top is obviously a topper, but it's also the switch. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but if you move that little sucker back and forth the right way, it's hooked up to the switch, so it turns it on and off. This is just the back part of it, which is a little decorated too, but obviously we're not gonna waste the time or materials on that back there. So let's see. Probably just gonna either cut this or, oh, here we go. Okay, so this one I didn't complete recently. It's been a while. I had gotten it for myself as a Christmas present like years ago, and it took me a while to finally get to it, and then I started on it, and it was just one of those things where I put it back up for a while, like probably a year or more. And then sometime last year, I think I finally pulled it out and fully finished it. But everything in here except for the squirrel should be glued down in some way, shape, or form. There's the little LED lights at the top. Just like I was saying with the other one, this does come with all the stuff that you need, all the instructions. I don't remember how much this set was. It would have been more than what I paid for the little glass one we just saw with the little blue house and stuff. Oh, great, I gotta flip this again. Um, sorry, it's just sideways. I'm just trying to show the detail of the bedroom inside this sweet little house. But yeah, I didn't want to glue the squirrel down because, I mean, for one, like, they did come with, it's a really thin sheet of like plastic that you can use as a frame, and I didn't like the way it looked. I prefer it like this. So it's just open and whoop, way too far back. But yeah, like, we don't have kids that come around here or anything like that, and we certainly don't get real crazy, so there's no reason to really concern myself with it. And it does allow me to like move the little squirrel around and just put him in different positions. So, but that was it. I think I'm going to stop this recording and maybe just switch back over to just my regular camera to finish this off and say my thanks and all that. So I don't really need to say anything here, except I will see you again in like a second. So as promised, Lububu and I are back again. Whole couple of seconds later, but I just wanted to like film this as my sign off. I, in several cases, stressed myself out about this video more than I needed to, but luckily, I mean, that is why it's taken me so long, honestly. Like, there is a lot more to it than what I usually do in my videos, and this one is probably 35-ish minutes, something like that, which is a lot for me so far. So I had so much fun with this. It got me thinking again about the things that I do like about summer. Since I started filming this, I did come into possession of a hammock with its own stand, and I love this thing. Like, I've never used a hammock in my life before this. I'm so glad I got it. It's fantastic on the back porch. I will be sure to share that sometime, but anyway, thank you for spending this time with me. If you got this far, please tell me in the comments, share your thoughts about summer, what you do or don't like about it, things that you find cozy about it, or even if there was, something in my video that made you look at it differently, maybe like it more, or appreciate it more than you already do, if you're not like me and a non-particular fan of summer. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. If you enjoyed this time with me today, I hope that you will like and subscribe. And if you have anything to say, please do comment. This has been Ingrid is Interested with our very first reading and cozy vlog for the summer of 2025. I don't know if I will do another one for the summer. My next one might not be until fall. If I do it that way, then I can get ahead of the game. But anyway, if I don't stop now, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know me, I will just keep going and going. Again, this has been Ingrid with Ingrid is Interested. Thank you, and have a lovely rest of your week.